But I got a sick video here that I seen. It's from a news station. It popped up in my news feed, so I watched it. And it's some body cam footage, and they did a story on this piece, anyways. But pretty disgusting. They call it exclusive because they got to it first. But exclusive body cam showing St. Louis officers walking away from man found shot, still breathing. KMOV St. Louis. In the description, I think I put the video link and their YouTube channel in the description on this live. I think should be there. I'll drop this in the chat real quick too, just in case, I suppose, and then we'll start this video. I mean, it's messed up. In the end, people need to understand that law enforcement and or slash government, they don't care about us, not one bit. And this video I'm about to show you guys is going to illustrate that, just how much. Now, it appears that the proper actions have been taking course in this video. One of the officers has already lost their law enforcement license, and the other one actually had a hearing today. This video was posted 24 hours ago, so he has a hearing today for his license as well. But yeah, wait till you see what these guys did. They could have possibly saved this guy, but they didn't.
Video obtained by First Alert 4 Investigate shows the moments two former St. Louis cops walked away from a man they'd found in Forest Park. He was shot in the head, but still alive. The officers never tried to help, call for backup, or make sure that other people were safe. Complaints filed against them by the Attorney General's office, calling what they did an act of vileness and depravity. It's a case that we first told you back in November. Now, our chief investigative reporter, Lauren Traeger, is showing us the video tonight that's never been seen publicly. And we do want to warn you, some of what you may see and hear may be disturbing.
5 seconds is the time it takes for two officers to find what they've been called to look for.
Damn, he right there. Somebody right there. Swear to God. No, he ain't dead. You lie.
September 10th, 2023, still sunny in Forest Park at 6:20 p.m. A man lying.
Tell me, what do you think they should do? What up, Brent? Good afternoon. So these two police officers, they patrol together. They were first on the call, found a guy in a park, shot in the head, still breathing. What should the police do? What do you think they're going to do? I got news for you. You're probably going to be disappointed.
That is rolling. Together, they make a decision.
We better take this motherfucker down. We ain't taking this shit. I ain't taking 30 minutes. Cruise around and come.
A minute and 10 seconds on scene, changing lives forever. Laughing as they walk away from a person and the public who needed them to protect and serve.
It's disgusting.
There you have it. They walked away. The people that we count on, that the average person, I guess, counts on to serve, protect, keep them safe, do the right things, the people that are supposed to be the good guys. What would you do if you stumbled across somebody in that situation? I'll tell you what I'd have done. First thing I'd have done is called 911 to get, first responders out there. And then, see what I could do. Maybe you take a shirt, put it on somebody's wound, you know what I'm saying? Just some basic humanity things, you know what I'm saying? Right? Now, here, let's hear the story of these two cops. And, this is the reality. We can't trust them. People need to understand that. You can't trust cops, in any way, shape, or form anymore. If they got a badge and a gun and they work for the government, you can't trust them.
Really disgusting.
Former St. Louis County Chief Tim Fitch, now a police consultant, had been appalled when we'd first shown him disciplinary complaint documents filed by Missouri's Attorney General, which accuse Warren and Frazier of what the state calls a, quote, reckless disregard for the safety of the public and another person. And now we've shown Fitch the officer's body camera videos obtained through a public records request.
Certainly, it's even more disturbing just watching the video.
St. Louis police had been called to Forest Park after a call from a person who said they were going to take their own life. Later learning it was 29-year-old Urayuan Rodriguez Rivera. Disciplinary complaint documents say Frazier and Warren arrived on scene and located the man lying under a tree, shot in the head. Neither attempted to render any assistance. Neither requested medical assistance.
William, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Michigan's better than California. I'll tell you that. We get all 4 seasons. You just got to be able to deal with the cold. Well, you see this video, William? These two officers show to a park on a call for service. They found a man with a gunshot wound to the head, self-inflicted. They have walked up to the scene, circled the scene for about a minute and a few seconds, never called it in, and decided to walk away. They decided they'll walk away and come back. That's what their decision was. You know, when you think modern policing can't get any worse, boy, the police always find a way to never let you down. You know what I mean?
And neither, complaint documents say, attempted to locate a firearm.
Let's cruise around and come back.
Instead, they simply leave,
Cruise around
and
and
Warren
come back.
turns off his camera. But about 10 minutes later, they come back to Forest Park and pretend
10
they
minutes.
hadn't already been there.
They drove around for 10 minutes and nobody else came to the call for service. They let that man lay there like that for 10 minutes. Check this out when they come back. Watch this.
522 priority.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Have EMS respond for one subject, not conscious but breathing, barely.
Had they called this in 10 minutes ago, it's quite possible that man could still be alive. I mean, I don't even know what more to say. This just illustrates, I think, case law, the Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, right? Law enforcement have no duty to serve and protect. I guess the question is, beyond, I'm sure, violations of policies of all kinds, ethics, is it unlawful for them to ignore it? You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's hear the rest of this. Yeah. There's some good information. Let's say the law enforcement that they work for, this is one that they can't ignore. You know what I mean? This is something that can't be ignored. I'm sure as much as they'd like to, but so wait until you hear the heat that these guys are going to get nonetheless.
A third
They deserve
responding
everything they
officer
get.
immediately calls in the scene, assessing the wounds. The man's breathing, so agonizing, it's like a gasping for air.
Where's the gun at?
That third officer immediately notices something isn't right. As others arrive, they know to secure the perimeter.
Keep it up. Hey, start it way up there and do the whole thing.
Priority with privacy curtains. We're in a very exposed area of Forest Park.
Calling to block the victim from view in the busy park and keep others away.
Got a pulse still?
They follow protocol and attempt to help,
Super weak, but I feel it.
even when they know it's bad.
There's not much we can do. Shoot. Yeah, we're going.
So those officers did their jobs and they do their jobs well.
Guy down there by the tree, got gunshot wound through and through, labored breathing.
EMS officials.
Okay. So don't get it confused with doing your job good and being a good cop, because there's still two different things, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's my opinion on that. But yeah, they all did the right thing. And I mean, those guys came back 10 minutes later, and then for this response to get there, you're talking, I'm guessing in a place like that, they probably got a pretty good response time, anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. You know what I mean? If, give or take a few minutes, I'm just guesstimating at this point. You know what I'm saying? So, this guy's like that for a half hour. You know what I mean? Had them two dudes done their job like the rest of these people did, the gentleman may be alive still. Now let's hear the rest of this. We're about a little over halfway through. Making stupid people famous. Good afternoon, bud. Thanks for stopping in. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. And if you're not subscribed yet, you know what I mean? If you're somebody that's lurking that's not subscribed yet, I'd appreciate a subscription. You know what I mean? Hit that button. Don't hurt. It's free. But let's watch the rest of this. Crazy. This is like the sickest thing. Like I said, just when you think cops can't get any worse, this just illustrates, how many times has this kind of stuff happened that hasn't been reported or caught? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is the type of stuff that they want to cover up, but they weren't able to on this one. You know what I mean? This is like the worst, other than watching them unaliving somebody in front of the camera. This is, you know what I mean? This is as bad as it gets.
But he does not survive.
You've got to wonder if they would have done something right then and there, could he have survived? Certainly when you turn your back and walk away, the chances of that person surviving is going down dramatically by the second.
To you, is it just so wrong on its face?
Yes, absolutely. That's not how
the dude was and like, there's a link if you go watch the video itself. I don't know how good you can hear it on here, but you can hear that dude snoring like if you've seen the Caroline in Fort Worth, or her video where she was unconscious snoring. That's how this dude sound. So I mean, and he was like that. They left and came back 10 minutes later. You know what I mean? So if they'd have done their job. It's just they just didn't do their job. They chose not to do the job. They left and hoped that the guy would be expired when they came back. You know what I'm saying? That's what they did. That was how they dealt with it in the end. Wait till you hear the punishment. I guess the beginning of the punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is one that they can't ignore, especially now that it's public. But then, like I'm saying, this illustrates, Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, right? Law enforcement have no duty to serve and protect us. Government don't care about us. You know what I'm saying? People need to understand that. We need to start watching each other's backs from the government. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see government at your neighbor's house, every neighbor should be out front watching what's going on. You know what I'm saying? On the whole freaking block, on the whole street, from the other side of the block. You know what I'm saying? Everybody should be out there watching.
Most officers would respond to a call like that.
In fact, Fitch says he can think of only one thing.
I think it's just pure laziness is what it was.
On video this time, Warren and Frazier walk away again, leaving their fellow officers to handle it now.
You know, it's up. Warren and Frazier just left.
Why?
I don't know.
Nearly every
So bad, even their blue line brother and are saying, "What the hell, bro? That's fucked up." My bad. Probably watch my F-bombs for YouTube, huh? Watch them YouTube F-bombs. You only get so many of those a session. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, these scumbags left.
every officer acknowledges the obvious.
They called it in. Everybody showed up. And they skeeted out the back door. It's the skeet man. They skeeted. Skeeter brothers. Skeeter-roonies.
How is it a suicide with no gun?
ETU is here, so he probably already has the gun.
Nope, no gun.
The gun's gone.
The gun is gone. So he could have shot
That's
himself.
right,
So they came over.
ladies and gentlemen. The gun is gone. The police didn't pick it up. The Skeet brothers left it. You know what I mean? So that tells you somebody strolling through the park, heard, seen, found, stumbled across, whatever, says, "Oh, well, I'm going to take that with me." And if somebody's willing to pick up a found firearm like that in a situation like that, you can guarantee they had no good intentions. You know what I'm saying? Guarantee that. We can't count on these people to do the right thing anymore, and people need to wake up to this. It's time that people push for change. Your common folk, the common folk that don't have anything to usually ever do with them, that just as long as I don't muck with them, they don't muck with me type people. Even they need to, time to start mucking with somebody.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me. Could be somebody dumped him. You never know. I mean, there's St. Louis.
Unless somebody picked it up and chucked it somewhere.
Ultimately, the case was ruled a suicide. Urayuan had a history of suicidal ideations and had left notes of intent. Still, Fitch says it's very concerning that to this day, no one knows where that gun is, possibly left unsecured by Frazier and Warren.
That's something that they should have done and they didn't do.
Did they endanger the safety of other people?
Quite possibly by not securing that firearm. And they certainly could have endangered the life of the individual.
St. Louis police declined to provide an interview for this story, saying they cannot comment on specific personnel matters, but writing that, quote, appropriate disciplinary action will be taken if an officer is found to have violated policies. Urayuan's mother lives in Puerto Rico. She cannot believe what our reports have been revealing, telling us in a text message it was a, quote, lack of humanity, saying more, quote, I hope the full weight of the law falls on these so-called police officers. The state has sought to discipline their peace officer licenses, and Fitch says a lawsuit is possible, but criminal charges, he says, are very unlikely.
They just didn't act at all, which is
Yeah. Criminal charges, highly unlikely. That's what I'm saying. It's not illegal for them to be like that. And we're supposed to trust these kind of people. How often does this happen that we don't hear about? You know what I mean? Give us more money. We'll make you safer. You know what I mean? We'll save more lives if you give us more money. You know what I mean? Like, it's mind-blowing. Yeah, too bad they investigate themselves, right? I mean,
certainly shameful, but Criminal? Probably not.
No, he ain't did. He alive.
It is the body camera
Probably
video,
not.
which we should appreciate, Fitch says. The video that told the whole story. Video that's there to protect the officers and also the public.
A supervisor reviewing the body camera video was the one that discovered that it wasn't handled properly and did initiate an investigation. And that's the way it's supposed to work.
Also, the supervisor. So, so it sounds like at least this police department does their job well. You know what I mean? This clearly illustrates not all cops are good, and we all know that. Not all cops that do their job good are good cops neither. Let's not get that. I want people to think about that. They all should do their job good. You know what I mean? Just because you do your job good doesn't make you a good cop. It just means you do your job good. You know what I mean? Oh, my dog wants out.
That video telling us what truly happened.
Let's cruise around and come back.
Capturing what otherwise was concealed, the inactions of 2 officers.
Now, regarding that missing gun, police tell us their investigation into the stolen firearm remains ongoing, and they are actively monitoring their database to see if it is being used in any crimes. To date, there have been no hits to that database. The police officers, we're told, have left the department not long after this incident last year. They have not responded to our inquiries to talk to them. Warren has already lost his Missouri peace officer's license. Frazier has a hearing regarding his license tomorrow morning. We will certainly keep tracking that.
And tomorrow morning it would actually be today. So, and I'm willing to bet he's not going to have his license anymore, neither, and rightfully so. And the bottom line, and the worst part about this whole thing is these guys are more than likely going to not be criminally charged for this. Walk up on a man with a gunshot wound to the head, decide you don't want to deal with it, and walk away and come back 10 minutes later and then call it in. They may get fired for it, but they're probably not going to be criminally charged for it. Ridiculous.
Alf calling Fat Man. Alf calling Fat Man.
Who's calling at this hour?
It's Alf. You want to hear what I learned this week?
No, I don't.
I learned that freedom of the press is a right, not a privilege. And those rights should be protected. For without them, Earthlings are lost.